Good morning, Inspiration. Keith here from South Africa. This is day 6 of your reading plan and inspirational thoughts. And Mike asked me to greet you and to simply share a thought with you this morning. And I couldn't think of anything more appropriate than one of the Beatitudes, and particularly in the way in which Eugene Peterson has paraphrased that Beatitude in his message paraphrase of the scriptures. It's Matthew chapter 5 and verse 8. And it simply says this: you're blessed when you get your inside world, your mind and your heart put right. Then you can see God in the outside world. It's a wonderful thought, that. And there's a richness in the Beatitudes in the way in which Peterson has paraphrased them. And I want to encourage you to go and read all of them in Matthew chapter 5 in the message. But just this thought: you're blessed when you get your inside world aligned, correct, sorted out. Because when your inside world is sorted out, then you can see God in your outside world. And given what's going on globally at the moment, given the lockdowns, given the lack of movement, given the fear that's around, given the economic consequences of the coronavirus, given how much our world has changed and how we're having to adjust to a new normal, given the fact that many preachers that I've seen encouraging their church members to get into the Word, to pray and all sorts of things, for me, I think it's a really appropriate verse this morning, because there shouldn't actually be anything new about the normal as far as this verse is concerned. We shouldn't really have to be encouraging people to dig deep in God, to get our internal world sorted out. It should be as natural to us as breathing. We should not be fearful. We should not be taken by surprise. We should not be people who lose our hope when the very circumstances that we are used to and the security that we have is threatened in any way, when our normality and our paradigm is somewhat disturbed. This verse simply says this: in the regularity of us linking our lives and aligning our lives with God, finding our hope in Him, finding our trust in Him, finding our submission to Him, He brings the peace. He brings the perspective. He brings all that we need right now and every day, no matter what the circumstances are around about us. He brings that all into a place of perspective and brings a normality to our lives. And so this morning, I simply want to encourage you with this verse. It's a very short thought, a very short reflection, and I trust that you'll really wrap your heart around it, that your inside world, that internal world, that spirit man world, if we allow Him to simply bring the peace, we allow Him to simply remind us of who He is. He's not taken by surprise with this. He's called us to live in the world, but not to be of the world in terms of how we think and how we operate. And at a time like this, we have a distinct advantage as our inside world submitted to Him, living by His principles, living in the joy and the freedom and the security of knowing that God rules and God reigns. We have this incredible opportunity to be people of hope, people of reassurance, and people who bring people who are fearful about what tomorrow holds to a place of security and trust in God. So let your inside world be submitted to the Lordship of Jesus, may it be fully aligned, and keep your eye out to see how God is operating in that outside world, even if it is a new normal. God bless you.